Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the deluxe Yokai Watch Ogre from Yokai Watch Outside. For those of you who don't know, Yokai Watch Outside, Return of the Oni King, is the fourth Yokai Watch movie that's set 30 years in the future and stars a new main character named Toma, who uses the Yokai Watch Ogre to transform into powerful spirits named Kenma. This set includes two things, the Yokai Watch Ogre itself and one Yoseiken. So, let's get started. So to start, let's take a look at the Yokai Watch Ogre itself. So the name Yokai Watch Ogre is probably in reference to Oni, which are most similar to Western ogres, and it does have an Oni vibe going for it, what with it being black with a bunch of spikes on it, making it similar to an Oni's spiked club or kanabo. And see a very intricate design to the face, with symbols of 4 of the Kenma on it. There's also a dial surrounding it that can be rotated to 4 different positions. On the side you have a button that, when pressed in, pushes up the face that can be pressed back down. And then you also have a slot down here for inserting a Yoseiken. You have the power switch right here. The battery compartment down here, and it takes 1 AAA battery. Now, being a yokai watch, this is designed to fit a wide variety of wrist sizes, and it does still fit adult wrists as with the other ones, as I will demonstrate with a quick cut. So as you can see, it fits my wrist just fine, with quite a few notches to spare, though for the sake of making it a little bit easier to manage, I'll of course be not wearing this for the demonstration. So to start, we'll switch it on, giving us the confirmation line sound. The first step for transforming into a Kenma, which translates out to Sword Demon, is to take the dial and rotate the blue diamond to the position that you want to use. So we'll go about these in clockwise order, starting off with the top. And so to activate the transformation, you first press the button on the side when you have the position you want selected, then press it back down. And there we have the transformation for the Kenma Goemon, and all 4 of these are based on historical figures from feudal Japan. So the first one is the famous thief Goemon Ishikawa. And one interesting thing to note is that for each of them, when you select them, it also lists the time position that they're set to. But for the top position, instead of saying 12 o'clock or Juniji, it instead says time that doesn't really exist, which is 0 o'clock or Reiji. So then we'll switch it to the 3 o'clock position, and activate the transformation for the next Kenma. So the next Kenma is Omatsu, who was the daughter of a daimyo who devoted herself to Nobutada Oda, the first son of Nobunaga. Getting to the next one, we switch to the 6 o'clock position. So the third Kenma is Yoshitsune Minamoto, the feudal lord, or rather the feudal nobleman. And then we get to the 9 o'clock position. And the fourth Kenma is the warrior monk Benkei, who became the loyal servant of Yoshitsune after he was bested in combat. The weird thing about Benkei, though, is that there is already an existing yokai who is literally based on Benkei, so to have both a yokai and Kenma based on the same figure is very strange. The final thing we do involves the Yoseiken, or Holy Spirit Sword. This one is the Spirit Sword for the Fudou Raimeike, which is used by the most powerful of the Kenma, the Fudou Myo-o, who you can see depicted here on the sword's blade. Now there is actually a deluxe version of the Fudou Raimeike, but I chose to skip out on it because it didn't seem like it was all that special and didn't really do too much appealing, and didn't seem like something that really had much to offer. But you can see it's quite well detailed and painted. On the back you have a QR code which you can scan into Yokai Watch Busters 2, as well as a pin set to activate a special sound, as there are going to be a couple of more Yoseiken that will be released with another toy coming about around the end of the month. So, to activate the summoning of the Fudou Raimeike, insert the sword into the slot down here. Then, of course, to press down the face. And that summons the Fudou Raimeike, which allows Toma to transform into Fudou Myo-o. And there we go. So overall, the Yokai Watch Ogre is rather odd because it's the only Yokai Watch to not have any interactivity with yokai medals. But that does make some sense considering that Yokai Watch Chaoside seems like it's meant to be a one-off movie since it takes place 30 years in the future of the main Yokai Watch timeline. So it means we're probably not going to see the watch or these characters ever again, and it seems kind of like a bit of an experiment to just kind of try testing out a different type of story for Yokai Watch. And so because of that, they didn't want to make a toy that would be too costly to produce, since there wouldn't really be a lot of things going forward, and they didn't want to, because they didn't want to do what happened with the Black Yokai Watch, where, they only made certain special medals for it and then no more. So instead they decided to just go with one with a set amount of things it can do and no medal interactivity. And that is a bit of a disappointment, but at the very least there will be a couple more Yoseiken being released to get a bit more playability out of this. So it's interesting. If you want, I'd say go for it, but this is also something that is an easy pass if you're not too big, or rather not too keen on this. Now what is also interesting is that in the new movie there are actually 2 new Yokai Watches, the Yokai Watch Ogre and then the Yokai Watch Elder, which is used by Keita's daughter Natsume, and for whatever reason it seems that Bandai has no plans to actually make a toy version of the Yokai Watch Elder, either because they didn't want to make 2 Yokai Watch toys for the movie, or because they didn't want to make one that was being used by a girl character. Though I really kind of feel like it's probably the former because they did release Fumi-chan's Yokai Watch as well as the U2 kit for Inaho. But regardless, this is what it is. So next time I'll be showing you guys my pulls from a couple of boxes of Yokai Mel Treasure Shadowside, Tuesday at 6 PM PST. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.